In grades 7 to 9, the learners participating in LEGO robotics concentrate on more complex designing, building and programming. At this level, it involves a lot of hard work and long hours.
It's good for now. It's okay.
I know that I've gotten a lot more patient with everything. Before that, I was impatient with everything. So through robotics, I know you have to do certain things and wait for certain things for it to happen. You can't just be impatient and go all crazy.
I first started robotics because I thought it sounded fun. Then when I saw it was difficult, I wanted to test myself to see my limits. And I think everyone has their limits, so you should not push yourself if you know you won't be able to commit as much as you want, but it's always good to try and push yourself.
In order to be successful, working together as a team is one of the most important requirements.
I became more open through the robotics club because I gained confidence from the teammates, because everyone was friendly, and if you did something wrong, they won't judge you or anything. So that really helped me from my first years here. So yeah, that made me confident in many things, and also more of a team player.
This adds a lot of value because you also see the team is diverse. We have big ones, small ones that work together, that creates that, and we don't have that in school, where kids from different grades can work on a similar problem, and this creates that atmosphere that kids can work together, and it opens so many opportunities, because normally we just have the grade 3s working together, grade 4s, but here we have grade 5s, grade 7s, grade 10s working together, and that is a wonderful opportunity that I think, and we need to dream this for the kids.
We're back in business, and we're here for some serious action. SEP cheese on table 1. On table 2, SEP!
If you do well in the preparation, then the competition is only fun. There's nothing. Yeah, you're a robot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if you prepared well, it works. Then it's what you've done. Then the competition is fun. So yeah, the preparation, there's a lot of pressure because there's a deadline when you have to finish certain things. And yeah, it helps me a lot with dealing with also schoolwork and other stuff.
At these events, it is also extremely beneficial for the learners to build up connections and friendships on an international level.
Great opportunity to collaborate with other teams, build friendships and fun, having fun.
It's not just about robotics, it's also about the people, everyone is so friendly, and there's no winner or loser. Everyone just participates, and it's really from their interest. 15 teams from the nationals competition were invited also to the Open African Championship in Coca-Cola in May this year, I think. And also a few international teams. But because of team spirit and relations, we wanted to contact teams from other countries and maybe be the guide in South Africa. So I wrote emails to the organization of LEGO competition in Europe to ask which teams are coming to South Africa. And then they gave me the contact details of the Go Robots. That's how we met.
I'm just waiting for the rest of the robotics team members to join me with the conference with the Go Robots from Munich, Germany. We do it frequently, sharing ideas and supporting each other through video conferences and emails, so we know what the rest of the team is doing and so on.
What we do is basically we have this field in just the rotations. We calculate where on the field we are, and then we do that every 10th of a second. And then the robot also detects from the colors, so So the heat clamps,
At the secondary school, from grades 10 to 12, Lego robotics is continued in this phase and is now on a much more advanced level.
We have a WRO competition, World Robotic Olympiad, where it is just based totally on robotics building skills and programming, where learners have opportunity to compete on a regional level and can also move further to national and also represent South Africa on international level.
As winners of the South African national competition, they represented the country at the World Robotic Olympiad in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in 2012, and also in Sochi, Russia in 2014.
We also had the opportunity to represent South Africa in Qatar last year, so we are also the first school that have defended the WRO competition football in South Africa for the last 3 years. So we are definitely very successful in this. We also have opportunity where we learn other teams and we also share all our information with other partner teams internationally and also nationally.
We've been collaborating with these teams for about 3 years now, which is a long time. We've built many friends.
One team we really collaborated with is R Factor from India, with which we Skyped and really exchanged ideas. In another team which we never met was Casapea from Germany, and we Skyped a lot, exchanged all our private robot ideas, also our secret concepts of building, and exchanged everything, which normally robotics teams don't do.
The learners start exploring applications of highly advanced robotics in industry.
The first tech challenge is mostly for the grade 10, 11 and 12, where the learners have an opportunity to work totally on their own. It's on a higher level. The teams are also much bigger. The learners are expected to have an engineering notebook. The learners are also expected to raise their own funds as well. And from that opportunity, they also can compete with different teams.
As the challenge itself is very complex, we also asked a lot of engineers and actual experts in the engineering field to help us and give their advice on how they would solve it. Some people were now engineers, more on the mechanical side, others were physicists, helping us with the science and the concepts of the friction and also the forces. And then also we spoke to computer engineers and programmers, which also had ideas from another direction of more the motor side. Then with the first tech challenge, we now managed to get a sponsor, Beckhoff, which also supported us not only with ideas and concepts, but also with materials such as aluminium extrusions.
They are all very serious about it and are willing to spend a lot of time on the projects and competitions, including coaching younger teams.
For the last 3 years, the Duitse Schulprojekte were the most successful team in Africa at the first tech challenge, where the learners and the judges were very inspired by their building skills and also how the recording of the engineering notebook. So they are a great inspiration to us, and that's something that we can also be very, very proud of.
But over the years, we qualified for more competitions internationally for which we could actually attend. So even just the qualification was a real highlight. But through the robotics, it's not only for the winning, it's for the gaining of knowledge and learning. So most of the stuff we do in the robotics is not for winning the competition, but for the fun of it. And then also for the passion, spending the time on it and really learning.
We were also very thankful and grateful that we also achieved the best robot design at the All African Championship in May 2015, and we're also very grateful to thank our sponsor Quadro for this generous support to make this available.
Our team have been excellent ambassadors for the science and technology profile of the Deutsche Schule Pretoria.
with the school robotics profile, it's an advantage in our school to most of the other schools, as it really starts from kindergarten and moves up. So most students can actually start from young age and develop their building concepts to slowly move up. And then once they're more advanced, they can also keep on growing, and at the same time there are younger students to which they can give the information further.
It's very important for me that the learners can take part in this progression, and they can also find how the system in the school is working.
We are here at Dutch Schule Pretoria because of your robotics program. I spoke with Warren Markley about a year ago.
We'd heard that you'd already participated and you'd built the robotics into your curriculum, and we're quite keen to do the same. And the whole idea was that we get the two teams to meet one another, exchange ideas, more I think for us to get some pointers on how to move forward, because we see that this is a really nice thing and we'd like to have that grow. And it's a fantastic idea, and also fortunately our principals have communicated with one another as well. So that's really positive, and we'd like to continue that relationship as much as possible and have our kids actually work together as well.
We are very honoured to receive generous sponsorships from international German companies such as Bosch, SAP and BMW.
What is the motivation of Bosch to support LEGO Robotics at the DSP?
Bosch in essence is a kind of a robotics company. So if in general we want to sponsor something, it should be very close to what we're doing also in real life. The second thing is Bosch has always been a company, and we are owned by a charitable foundation, which has very much been involved with friendship around the world and education. And so being involved in education, in particular being involved in education in Africa, is one aspect. So one could ask the question, why then the German school in Pretoria? So when I was talking to Mr. Klefens, the director of the school, I asked if we sponsor the German school in Pretoria, that I know a little bit because also my children go here to the school, whether it would be open to other schools in the neighborhood, and in particular also to, for example, from pupils who come from Mamelodi. And I was told that that would be the case. And then so there's these aspects. Bosch, a robotics company, we're involved in education, we are in Africa, and we want to build a foundation also in the future for young people in Africa.
SAP has been partnering with the German School Pretoria for a number of years in the recent past. Initially through the first LEGO League program, through the provision of robotics equipment, and more particularly with training and the development and the optimization of some of the teams that have participated in competitions. Most interestingly, we've seen that the German School Pretoria has been able to leverage some of the partnerships that it has with local communities, where bursaries are provided to underserving youth and children from diverse backgrounds, and they would not be able to experience had this program not come to the German School Pretoria.
Daher wollen wir mit unserer Initiative auch Vorbild sein für andere südafrikanische Schulen und sie motivieren, diesen Weg mit uns zu gehen. Wir würden sie sehr gerne unterstützen. Dazu haben wir Samstagskurse für Schülerinnen und Schüler eingerichtet, die nicht an unserer Schule sind, also von fremden Schulen. Sie können unsere Räume, unsere Lehrkräfte nützen, um LEGO Robotics kennenzulernen, den Spaß und auch die Freude im Umgang mit Technik zu fühlen. Diese begeisterten Teilnehmer tragen diese Aktivität, ihren Enthusiasmus in ihre eigenen Schulen und motivieren die Verantwortlichen, vielleicht unserem Weg zu folgen. Wir haben ein Township-Programm entwickelt, bei dem Schülerinnen und Schüler aus benachteiligten Regionen die Möglichkeit haben, in unseren Räumen durch unsere Lehrkräfte mit unserer Ausstattung zu arbeiten und so auch den Umgang mit LEGO Robotics zu lernen und so auch die Neugierde, ihr Interesse auf moderne Technik zu wecken.
The German school now provides robotics to the open public, so that we can actually give back to the community and the country that supported us all these years. Here we give robotics classes or robotics lessons on the weekends to learners who are not in the school but rather from our local outside community or from the area around us. Okay, and they travel pretty far. Some of them travel pretty far just to come here, just to do the robotics on Saturday.
We're two brothers and our mom homeschools us. That means she buys books from a certain place and she teaches us.
And him come from Silverton Primary School. We saw the sign. It says they give robotics lessons. Science teacher at school gave us flyers, and after me and him checked the website online, we found out that there is robotics.
My name is Prisha and I'm from Pretoria Chinese School. Her name is Ali and she's homeschooled.
Don't have anything to do at home on Saturday, so we come here and practice and learn more about the robots and stuff.
Came to DSP school so I can make robots that help the community.
Sometimes robotics is hard and sometimes it's easy, but we find the answers along the way.
I'm still trying to train my brain, even though it's really hard. My dad told me that robotics can help you become a lateral thinker.
Become an engineer and a scientist one day.
A game designer, because robotics will help me with building stuff and programming.
An engineer, that's my dream.
I would like to become a nature conservationist, a scientist, a biologist, and an astronomer.
I'm glad we get to learn robotics here because it's fun and it's challenging and we have a great time and we make new friends.
Now when I came a few weeks ago to the school here and we went through the parts of the school and I saw this laboratory, I thought, my gosh, this can't be true. Well, this is one of the particular fields where we need bright brains in the future. And it's all about technology and about having the grey cells here to come up with something. And to find this in this school here, I was really, Americans would say, flabbergasted. There was something in Walt Disney, you know, the comic books, and we were fascinated by these comic books. And there was one particular figure which I always remembered. I don't know how it's called in English, but it's Daniel Düsentrieb. This guy who, whenever he had a thought and a bright idea, he had this bulb going on. So you knew, oh wow, he has another idea. Some of these ideas were stupid, but some of them were really good. So he was a bit nerdish, this guy, but still he was, for me, a very attractive person. So I thought, my gosh, I envy such a person. Maybe one day I could, you know, come up with an invention like this. Well, unfortunately, my talent for mathematics and physics were almost zero. So I ended up being a diplomat. At least some emergency job you can do when you fail in this. Anyway, I wish you a lot of Daniel Düsentriebs in this school. Come up with these ideas, and I'm sure, or be rest assured, we need your ideas.
Hopefully, you know, these kids will be our future engineers or future programmers that South Africa needs, you know, we so desperately need. It will be great, you know, at least for all of us, you know.
I didn't really want to speak to judges and explaining my work, but we noticed also without speaking and telling other people what one does, they can't really know what you're doing. And it's very important to bring the information further to other people.
Mich motiviert beim Robotics, dass die Kinder richtig viel lernen, viel mehr als nur das Technische. Sie lernen aufzustehen, sie lernen sich zu präsentieren und sie lernen einfach erwachsene Menschen zu werden, viel mehr als was nur das Technische. Und das, was meine Kinder gelernt haben, dass auch ganz viele andere Kinder das lernen können, das ist mein Wunsch.
Because it helps you to think in a logical way, and also it gives you the chance to deal with people and deal with machines. Because these two are different things. People think and machines don't, and people have emotion, and you have to deal with it, and it's sometimes difficult. And because I want to be some kind of a computer engineer in the future, so robotics helps a lot.
There's the core values, there's the gracious professionalism, there's the support for one another, the helping, the sharing of ideas, and that really builds the young minds. And I think that's actually probably the most important, other than preparing them for the technological world we live in, but teamwork, how they work together, how they deal with adversity, how they solve problems. That for me is, I think, the most important.
It's been a lot of fun, and I think younger people should also start doing this because it's a great learning experience, and I don't think there's anything like it.
But I mainly focused on schoolwork, and I didn't really have an overview of what I really want to become, and of what my future is going to be like. But with robotics, it opened my eyes. I saw a wider world and what you can do by just doing what you can do at school, and this really is important to me, I think, because then I knew what I wanted to do in the future.
In terms of preparing children for the world of university and for work, I think this is a nice combination in terms of developing their technical skills and the skills in terms of managing things and getting things done, as well as communicating what they're doing to other people and convincing people that their ideas are good, all of which they're going to need when they get older and when they get into the world of work.
We also motivate the learners by organising various outings and trips for them in order to stimulate their interest in science and technology. This allows the learners to be exposed to various scientific fields in industry and will then assist them in making important subject and career choices in the future.
The whole thing with engineering and that is, and processes and manufacturing and that is, anybody can really find their little place to work.
My vision is to make robotics education available to every learner at the Duitse Schule Pretoria, and we also want to extend this opportunity to underprivileged children or underprivileged learners in Pretoria and also beyond, where the learners can invent their own future into Africa.